battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively heats up. The Gossip Girl actress has begun to share the toll it's having on her personal life.
TMZ reported that Blake Lively has told people that there were multiple reasons that Justin Baldoni made her feel uncomfortable. It's a feminist buzzword. Uncomfortable on set of It Ends With Us.
Against a 40-year-old man named Justin Baldoni and others in California claiming that she was dealing with harassment.
Produced that many of the cast and crew had unfollowed Baldoni on social media and started to ask questions. These turned to rumors of misbehavior on set by Baldoni.
Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this.
Hello, this is Veli. Welcome back to my channel. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively recently became embroiled in a high-profile legal battle that has captivated both fans and the entertainment industry. According to reports, the dispute began when Blake filed a lawsuit against Justin, seeking $250 million in damages over allegations of harassment. This legal action set the stage for an intense courtroom confrontation between two prominent actors who had previously seemed poised for a productive collaboration. In response to what he deemed baseless accusations, Justin took a bold step, filing a $400 million counterclaim. His lawsuit alleged that he had been a victim of extortion and defamation. The staggering figures involved sparked widespread speculation about the underlying reasons and supporting evidence behind these claims. From the start, it was clear that neither party was willing to back down. Both actors remained steadfast in their efforts to defend their reputations and careers. While Blake was confident in the legitimacy of her claims, Justin believed he was being unfairly targeted and prepared a vigorous legal defense. The stakes escalated further with the involvement of Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, who was named in Justin's counterclaim. This development intensified the situation, as both Blake and Ryan, highly esteemed in Hollywood, faced the potential consequences of the substantial financial claims at play. Amid this mounting tension, both parties geared up for their first major court appearance. The initial hearing lasted approximately 90 minutes, but proved to be a pivotal moment for Justin. While no final ruling was issued, critical early decisions shaped the trajectory of the case, particularly regarding media coverage, evidence presentation, and legal strategies. The judge encountered a barrage of motions from both sides, but by the end of the session, Justin and his legal team secured a series of favorable rulings. The video highlights that Justin's attorney, Brian Fredman, entered the courtroom with a meticulously prepared strategy, ready to challenge every argument put forth by the opposition. His aggressive approach was evident as he systematically countered Blake's legal team's motions, ultimately persuading the judge to reject each one. In contrast, Blake's attorneys appeared unsettled by Fredman's assertive style. At one point, they even requested a gag order to limit his ability to speak publicly about the case. This move underscored the high stakes and the intense battle between the legal teams as they navigated this highly publicized dispute. With both sides deeply entrenched in their positions, the legal battle is far from over. As developments unfold, the case continues to draw significant attention, leaving fans eager to see how this high-stakes courtroom drama will ultimately be resolved.
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. Like, this is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have one on my list. I didn't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, okay, think of someone.
Right.
Bob Newhart, I don't know.
Blake's request was denied primarily because her own legal team had also engaged in public statements, interviews, and other media discussions regarding the case. Had the request been approved, Fredman would have been prohibited from giving press interviews or making evidence publicly available. However, the judge's commitment to fairness prevented that restriction from being imposed. The video illustrates that Fredman's legal victories extended beyond the issue of the gag order. Blake's attorneys expressed frustration over Fredman's proactive strategy in releasing information, claiming it left them struggling to respond before he introduced new evidence or statements to the press. This approach placed Blake in a difficult position, as Fredman consistently took the lead in shaping the public narrative. The court acknowledged that media engagement was not one-sided, as Blake's team had also shared their perspective with the major publications, putting Justin on the defensive in the public eye before he had the opportunity to respond. Beyond Fredman's media presence, Justin launched a website dedicated to archiving case-related documents, including text messages, receipts, timelines, and other relevant materials. This initiative aimed to provide the public with direct access to his evidence, avoiding reliance on articles that might present a biased perspective. Blake's team criticized this move as excessive and inappropriate, arguing it could prejudice the case by inviting public opinion before the official presentation of evidence in court. Fredman, however, countered that if Blake's side could present allegations in major news outlets with minimal prior notice to Justin, then he had the right to offer his own transparent account of events. The judge agreed, determining that there was no justification to restrict Justin's website, further reinforcing Fredman's legal success on this issue. Another pivotal moment occurred when Blake's attorneys sought to exclude Fredman from her deposition process. In legal proceedings, a deposition is a critical event where a witness provides sworn testimony that may later be used in trial. According to the video, Blake's legal team argued that Fredman's assertive style could be overly intimidating or unfair.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
Blake's attempt to influence who could question her in this legal setting was denied by the judge, who firmly stated that litigants do not have the right to select their opposing counsel. This ruling had significant implications for the case, allowing Fredman to proceed with his line of questioning without restrictions on who could conduct the interrogation. Observers noted the importance of this decision, with the video suggesting that Blake's reluctance to face Fredman's scrutiny might indicate a lack of full confidence in her claims. The question arises, if her allegations were irrefutable, why would she seek to avoid a lawyer determined to examine her story? While such speculation may seem critical, it underscores the high-pressure environment surrounding this legal battle, where both sides are working to solidify credibility in both court and the media. Fredman's reputation for being rigorous and unrelenting added intensity, implying that if Blake's allegations had any vulnerabilities, he would be the one to expose them. The judge's decision to consolidate both lawsuits into a single legal proceeding heightened the stakes even further. By merging Blake's initial $250 million lawsuit with Justin's $400 million counterclaim, the court set the stage for a single high-stakes trial rather than a drawn-out series of smaller cases. According to the video, the judge scheduled the trial for March 26th, barring any potential settlement beforehand. Both sides are likely aware of the significant risks of proceeding to trial, where a final ruling could result in one party owing a staggering sum that might exceed their entire net worth. For Blake, a loss could mean being liable for the full $400 million, a financial blow that could be devastating. The video highlights that even with her combined fortune alongside Ryan Reynolds's, reaching that amount might be difficult. Beyond financial concerns, reputational damage is a looming threat. Once seen as having an untarnished public image, Blake now faces scrutiny from some segments of the public. While some supporters believe her allegations stem from genuine grievances, others suspect that the lawsuit might be more strategic or retaliatory than based on real experiences. Justin's confidence in publicly sharing communications and challenging her claims further fuels this debate.
And being frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it.
In contrast, Justin, who may have initially been overshadowed by Blake's higher profile status, seized the opportunity to take the offensive by releasing documentation and shaping public perception around his claim that the allegations were unfounded and intended to harm his career. As the video suggests, the repercussions of losing extend far beyond financial penalties for Blake. In Hollywood, an actor's career trajectory is often dictated by public image. Negative publicity coupled with a significant judgment could jeopardize major roles and endorsements. Even if she continues working, a damaged reputation could linger for years, making lucrative deals more difficult to secure. Similarly, Justin also faces serious consequences should the trial rule against him. However, the video notes that he currently holds an advantage, having successfully countered each of Blake's major legal motions thus far. Early victories in litigation often influence the direction of a case, and Fredman's aggressive strategy has kept Blake's legal team on the defensive, forcing them to continually adjust their approach. Throughout these proceedings, speculation has arisen regarding Ryan Reynolds' position. Being named in Justin's countersuit has drawn him further into the conflict, despite his limited public commentary on the matter. Given the substantial financial stakes, with a potential ruling in Justin's favor representing a significant portion of their combined net worth, Ryan likely has a vested interest in a swift and discreet resolution. While there is no public indication that a settlement is being considered, behind-the-scenes negotiations remain a possibility, though no official statements have confirmed this. The video explores whether Blake might be better served by seeking a private agreement or issuing a public apology rather than proceeding to a full-scale trial. While apologizing could be personally difficult and might be seen as a retreat from her original accusations, it could prevent the risk of an overwhelming financial loss. Legal experts sometimes recommend settlements in cases where the mere publicity can cause extensive reputational harm, even beyond the potential cost of an unfavorable judgment. However, Justin appears unwilling to accept any resolution that does not fully clear his name.
Because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's...
Given Justin's assertion that he has been seriously wronged, many observers suggest that a trial could be the worst possible outcome for both parties. Court proceedings and depositions often bring private matters into the public domain, including personal messages, financial records, and other sensitive details that could invite intense media scrutiny. The video highlights that Justin's website already features a timeline spanning over 100 pages, containing correspondences between him, Blake, and Ryan. If the case continues to escalate, additional revelations could surface, drawing significant public attention. Should any contradictory or damaging statements emerge, both parties risk long-term reputational harm, regardless of the legal outcome. A central question the video revisits is whether Blake can substantiate her initial claims in court. If her evidence is inconsistent or lacks credibility, the importance of Fredman's questioning becomes evident. A thorough deposition could expose gaps or contradictions in her account, which can be particularly challenging for public figures who are more accustomed to shaping narratives through interviews and social media, rather than under oath. Meanwhile, Justin's strategy of full transparency, posting evidence online, and consistently engaging with the media appears designed to highlight what he sees as flaws in Blake's allegations. In the court of public opinion, the momentum currently favors Justin. However, unexpected developments or new evidence could shift perceptions. Large case files often contain surprises, and newly revealed messages could reshape the narrative for either side. If Blake produces evidence that strongly supports her claims, Fredman's aggressive tactics might backfire, making him appear unnecessarily combative. So far, key legal decisions, including the consolidation of cases and rulings on Fredman's public statements, have worked in Justin's favor. However, a single hearing is just the beginning. The discovery process and pre-trial motions may bring unforeseen developments. For those following the case, the sheer magnitude of the lawsuit, $250 million on one side, $400 million on the other, adds to the intense public intrigue surrounding this legal battle. Many wonder if these amounts are strategic, intended to send a message or create negotiation leverage, rather than reflecting actual financial damages. While the video does not extensively explore the legal reasoning behind such high figures, it does suggest that either party might reconsider their demands if a settlement becomes appealing enough. As the hearing concluded, the video notes that the atmosphere in Blake's camp appeared noticeably grim. They had failed to secure the gag order they sought, failed to limit Fredman's role in the deposition, and were unable to impose restrictions on Justin's ability to share case details. These setbacks suggest a challenging road ahead for Blake, who now faces an opponent with several early advantages. The concern among her legal team likely stemmed not only from a single courtroom loss, but also from the realization that Fredman's aggressive approach could continue throughout the case. If they struggled to rein him in now, maintaining control during a full trial could prove even more difficult. Looking forward, the video speculates on whether behind-the-scenes negotiations may take place. In large lawsuits like this, parties often have incentives to settle privately to avoid the risks of a massive judgment or negative publicity. However, the hostility between both sides, combined with their desire to prove the other wrong, could complicate any potential compromise. Justin remains firm in his position, citing the reputational and professional harm he believes resulted from Blake's lawsuit. Meanwhile, Blake may feel that backing down would be perceived as an admission that her claims lacked merit. Such a concession, even unofficially, could be a significant blow to her reputation and personal pride. Despite Justin's early legal victories, the case is far from over. Both legal experts and the public will continue to monitor developments as each side strategizes to strengthen their position. If Blake continues to pursue the case, she risks further exposure of personal details and a potential financial setback, while Justin faces the possibility that his evidence could be challenged or that new revelations may shift public sentiment against him. As the trial date approaches, the stakes continue to rise, positioning the courtroom battle as the ultimate test of credibility for both parties. Until then, speculation remains about whether either side will seek a resolution or push forward, risking everything in a decisive legal showdown. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this video. Just hit that share button and send it to Aunt Amelia and Uncle David. And don't forget to like the video. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button.